Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Joe Davis, Southern New Hampshire University, CJ 202. It is Module 3, Week 3 of our class, and I wanted to take just a very brief moment and go through each of the assignments for a welcome to the module section. Okay, depending how what you see when you open your course shell, as it's sometimes called, Blackboard, this is the announcement page. So if we come over here to the Learning module, click on that. And I think this is one area where a lot of you are kind of missing great resources. Okay, so we go to Module 3 and we click on that, and we can see that what we're going to learn about excuse me, is the examination of positive and negative factors of teamwork and how they can help or hinder outcome. And then you're actually going to compose a supplemental report. Remember, in the scenario, the responding officer talked to Mrs. Jones about it, talked to Mr. Jones, ended up arresting Mr. Jones, but toward the end of that process said to the other officer, you go and interview the witnesses and anybody else you can find. That officer is going to write a supplemental report, a follow-up, an additional report. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. Once again, when we take a look at the overview, can't encourage you enough to take, maybe 5 minutes, I don't know, to take a look at this. When you look down here in about the 4th paragraph where it says, beyond the follow-up conducted by the originating officer, supplemental reports, so on and so forth, there's a little bit of a discussion right there about teamwork and the importance of coordination, the importance of everything coming together. Okay, so that's the idea, that you can find a lot of good information very quickly in this. I'm looking because down toward the end here it says when you become a member of a criminal justice agency, you become a member of a team. So there's once again a little discussion about it. I'll try and touch base on that for you also to give you some more information in the discussion board question. Okay, so we did the overview. Let's take a look at the resources that are available to you. Okay, the reading for this week is chapters 4 and chapter 7. These are very short chapters, should not take you very long at all. This is the same video. It says the scene in the video will be used in your final project milestones. It's the same one, so if you had a little trouble with your field note taking, milestone 1, maybe you want to watch this over again. Okay, so now there are 3 articles here, or excuse me, 1 article and 2 documents really. This one's talking about what is a supplemental report. And it really is good basic information. It tells you what it is, how it's going to be used, what are the requirements, and other uses, because not everybody will use, everyone in the criminal justice system, or for that matter in the civil system, will use it for the same reason. So again, you can see it's a very short article. This is a PDF of sample reports, a little difficult to read, but these are actual follow-up reports, supplemental reports. Okay, and there are, I believe, 3 of these, so you can get an idea of what would be included, what would be written. I will say that these are now, sorry for the stuttering. They were written in 2005, so they are old. I would not teach you to write at approximately 1,000 hours and repeating the date and then parentheses. None of that's necessary, because the dates are all up here in the headings, your name's down here at the bottom as well as up here at the top. So you would just start it out, I received a telephone call from a man identifying himself as Carbino. Okay, you don't need all of that, but that's for another day. Okay, and we come down here to a supplemental narrative report. This one is a little more specialized. This is to do with child care development, the tribal police, it looks like to me, but it does give you some good guidelines for their particular interest, and that's what this is offering to you. Okay, so those are the resources that are available to you in this particular milestone module. All right, we have milestone number 2 here, and you're now going to write a supplemental report. I wanted to take a moment to go through these with you. We have to open them up in Word. The difficulty in doing this stuff, let me make that a little larger for you, is that you don't get to talk to anyone. You don't get to interview anyone. If this were an on-campus class, a traditional class, I would set up an interview situation where maybe you went to the bookstore and interviewed the clerk about an armed robbery, something like that. But we don't have that. So what you see is a witness statement. You're going to take this witness statement information and then convert it into your supplemental report. So there are two of those. Okay, there are two of those. There's the first one. Second one looks just like the first one, and you'll have to cull through the information a little bit. I will do a little video mini lecture on how to write the follow-up report so that you're not lost in this thing. Okay, so now we come back, and down at the bottom is the assignment guideline and rubric. Always take a look at that. Remember, basically what you're doing is you're writing to that rubric. We are looking for milestone number 2. So we're going to open that document and see what it says, and you're going to be graded on your observations and functions. Describe observations and actions based upon those observations, pertinent information, and then the articulation of your response. I hope that helps you a little bit, just some guidance to kind of walk you through what it is you have to do this module.